You are the most important person in your life. It's not your mom, your dad, your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, your pet. It's you. Because even for you to love, care, and provide for your loved ones, you yourself have to first be loved, cared for, and provided with your needs first. When I was a cabin crew, we were always told to inform the passengers that in the unlikely event where we come across a situation where the oxygen mask drops down, to always don their own masks first before they even try to help their fellow passengers. This is the one instant in life where your act of kindness can literally backfire on everyone because you neither help yourself nor the other people. But this is only the sped up version of what's happening in your life on ground, not 30,000 feet, where your continuous neglect of your own needs slowly turns to disaster, much like what's happening in the aircraft. But only this time, everyone will be alive to see the wreckage that you are. Pun intended. And in this video, I'll share with you 4 reasons why you should put yourself first before anything or anyone in the world. But before we start, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, here on this channel, I talk about how you can find your passion and go after it at any age, how you can find balance even at the most difficult times in your life, and how you can be happy with the things and the people you already have surrounding you. So if you're interested, make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Also, hit the like button to spread the message. Number 1 is putting yourself first will help you achieve your goals in life, period. You have direction and purpose, and because you're not in the habit of putting everyone's needs before yours all the time, you'll actually have the time to work and master your craft and actually see it through to the end. This is a very easy concept, but one that's hard to follow, one that's hard to practice because we have, this wrong beliefs within us of how to address the needs that other people have of us. And we're running around prioritizing other people's needs that we forget that we have our own needs that we're not attending to. And before you know it, you'll be so involved with other people's lives that you forget that you have your own dreams and goals that you're not attending to because you simply don't have the time. People are much stronger than you think. They're more resourceful than you think. They're more creative than you think. So you don't need to babysit them and be at their service all the time. You don't need to run around trying to solve all their life problems. You don't need to waste your time doing things that they could do for themselves, doing things that they're not really needing. It feels good to be useful. It feels good to be needed. But it's not good to be needed to the point that now you can't see yourself outside of that role of being the problem solver of everybody's problems. I'm not saying that you shouldn't help your loved ones or the people in your life. I'm just saying that no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, no matter how much you have screwed yourself to the point of thinking that now you cannot achieve anything in your life, that fire is still there. And all these things that you're doing are just distractions from your true purpose in life. And in order to avoid these distractions, start by having boundaries when it comes to certain things. Develop healthy relationships with the people in your life. Develop mutual relationships with them. Have healthy expectations of them, and also teach them to have healthy expectations of you. Because when you do this, not only are you freeing yourself from the burden of running around doing all kinds of things that could work without your efforts, without you doing all these unnecessary things, now you're also opening the door for your own progress in life, because now you're going to be focused on yourself instead of your attention being dispersed everywhere. Number 2 is putting yourself first will make you healthy, both mentally and physically. Putting other people's needs ahead of us all the time is like accumulating these little pieces of resentment that are going to pile up and become a mountain of health issues. You have to know that you just can't give and expect to have a whole healthy body and a peaceful and a perfectly functioning mind. Because in life, you're going to find out that no matter how hard you try to help others, there are people who are beyond help. No matter how hard you try to impress others, there are people who are determined not to see your worth. No matter how hard you try to change others with your love, devotion, patience, you're going to see that the only thing that you could ever control, that you could ever persuade to change is you. And this is going to end problematic for you because now you're only left with confusion and anger. And anger held in the mind and in the body for some time can only result in sickness. The fact that you are unable to influence your surrounding with all these things that you're doing is going to leave you paralyzed, and it's going to give you this sense of powerlessness and resentment that's not good for your health. Your mind and your body thrive on you having some sort of a vision where you can imagine and visualize yourself becoming and achieving the things that you want in life. So you have to be able to give yourself that. Your mind and your body are not going to thrive being a slave to someone else's needs or to, all these things that you're doing. It's just going to end in disaster. Your mind is not going to entertain all these negative thought patterns that you have indefinitely. And your body is definitely not going to withstand all this anger that's being pushed down from here, that's affecting all your organs. So don't be surprised if you come down with an illness, if you develop an illness that is unexplainable after having neglected your needs for a very long time. It's just natural. It's bound to happen. Number 3 is putting yourself first will make you happier and joyous. Happiness is an inside job. And when you put yourself first, it's like you cracked the code and activated the magic for lasting happiness. Because all these things that you're doing, all your activities were not going to bring you lasting happiness anyways. All your niceness, your charity, your people pleasing, they're not going to bring you lasting happiness. Now, don't get me wrong. It's good to be kind. It's good to be there for others in their time of need. And it's good to positively contribute to humanity. But don't be fooled into thinking that you can extract happiness out of these activities. You have to know that your happiness solely depends on what goes on inside of you rather than what's happening out there. And this is why it's important for you to allocate some time for yourself and to put your needs first. There's no need to manipulate the outside world so you can feel good on the inside. All these things that you're doing, all your activities are just a way to enhance and enrich your experiences in life. That's it. They have no other purpose. And this is why you have to look after yourself and actually make time for yourself so that you don't have to go around, go out there and manipulate the system or the process. Number 4 is putting yourself first will give you freedom like nothing else. Freedom from attachment, freedom from bondage, freedom from guilt, freedom from people pleasing, the best kind of freedom. Because when you put yourself first and you work to fill your cup first, you're going to see and it's going to be clear to you that all this guilt that you had, all this fear that you had about disappointing others is just imaginary, and that you are free to do, you are allowed to do whatever it is that you want, to progress in life in whichever way you want, as long as you're not hurting anyone in any way, then you're allowed to. It's fine. And others are going to get on board, and you'll be surprised that they're going to be supportive of your journey. No one is going to demonize you for going for your dreams. No one is going to demonize you for taking the time to work on yourself. No one is going to demonize you for putting yourself first. And if you come across people who are not supportive of your decision to go for what you want in life, just have empathy and compassion for them, because these people never took the time to discover their purpose in life. But don't let them stop you or guilt you into submitting to their destructive ways, because what they're doing is asking you to put their needs first, and you're not doing that.